Yo, what is up, guys? My name's Scurvy, and if you haven't heard, YouTube decided to remove the dislike count from every single video on YouTube. And we all know the reason why. They're still salty about YouTube Rewind 2018.
Yeah.
So I'm going to react to their announcement video that has 600,000 views and 8K likes. And I'm assuming a whole lot of dislikes, considering the top comment has 12K likes, and that they got ratioed.
Hey folks, you may have seen a while back that YouTube announced it was experimenting with making dislike counts private to only the creator of the video.
That's pretty much the stupidest thing I've ever heard!
Now, if you're like me, you were surprised by that. I mean, I've always thought seeing the number of dislikes on a video helps us know as viewers if it's a good video or not.
It does.
If it's a helpful tutorial or not.
It does.
Or if what a creator is saying in their video is generally agreed with or not.
Again, it does.
But unfortunately, research teams at YouTube have found there's this whole other use for disliking a video that I had never experienced as a creator, and you may not have either. Apparently, groups of viewers are targeting a video's dislike button to drive up the count, turning it into something like a game with a visible scoreboard. And it's usually just because they don't like the creator or what they stand for.
Well, yeah, if people don't like the video or they don't like the person, they're probably not going to hit that like button.
That's a big problem when half of YouTube's mission is to give everyone a voice.
Everybody has a voice, but you can't expect other people to agree with it. And speaking of everybody having a voice, YouTube seems to never, ever, ever want to listen to the community.
So earlier in 2021, YouTube experimented with making the public dislike count private to see if it would help reduce these coordinated dislike attacks across the platform. And after analysis, they did see a reduction.
Let's see those results. You're really just expecting people to take your word for it.
So the update from YouTube is that the dislike button is staying, but the dislike counts will now be private.
There's already an option, though, to turn off your likes and dislikes on YouTube. And you can even turn off the comments.
You can still dislike videos, and that action will be used to tune your own recommendations, but you won't be able to see the dislike count. Only the creator can find it on the back end if they want. Now, a few common questions we saw from the initial experiment. First, without a public dislike count, how can viewers tell if a video is worth watching? Again, I kind of had this question too, but it turns out that while viewers might use the dislike count to give them a sense of a video's worth, when the teams looked at the data across millions of viewers and videos in the experiment, they didn't see a noticeable difference in viewership, regardless of whether they could see the dislike count or not. In other words, it didn't really matter if a video had a lot of dislikes or not, they still watched.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
Next common question, if creators can still see the dislike count on the back end, how's that any different? They can see it if they look for it inside Studio Analytics under the Engagement tab. But overall, it's much less likely to cause stress and embarrassment if the count isn't visible to the public.
Huh?
And one more common question, is this because YouTube Rewind got lots of dislikes? I mean, I've always thought, although there are some teams internally who have learned the hard way what it feels like to get lots of dislikes.
Welcome to the club, buddy.
Now, this again is about protecting all creators and making sure they have a chance to succeed and feel safe.
Safety always off.
All right, so that's the update. I hope it doesn't cause too much frustration. Honestly, I think you're going to get used to it pretty quickly, and keep in mind other platforms don't even have a dislike button.
There's not any other platform like YouTube, though.
So consider that. Thank you, and I hope you're well.
Okay, but the real reason YouTube is doing this is to appeal to advertisers so they can make more money, but they'll never admit it. Also, don't hate on this guy, he's most likely just a messenger, and I hope YouTube knows it's just going to mean a lot more people get scammed now. Oh wait, scamming isn't allowed on YouTube. Silly me. Anyways guys, that's going to be the end of the video. If you disliked this video, press that dislike button, and if you liked it, also hit that dislike button, because I want to rack up the most ever. Anyways guys, that's it. Peace.
You were right. I'll always be a villain.